Year of the Dragon is the perfect excuse to paint one. I'm making this as a present for my younger niece as we got into the habit of watching fantasy movies together. And I started by finding an empty frame and then measuring and cutting a cardboard to fit in that frame. I usually prime cardboard before painting, so I did an X on the back to prevent it from bending too much, and then primed the other side with white gesso twice. For the sketch, I'm partly following what the dragon usually looks like in the Chinese zodiac. So the body is more like a snake with legs. But they often have a fierce look on their face, and I'm instead making this look cute and sweet. I made the snout shorter than in my initial ugly sketch, which my niece also contributed to make it look like a younger dragon. The tail is almost like there's flames coming out of it. Sketching the eye that's only partly showing was a little tricky from this angle. I put it too close to the center at first and had to redo it more to the side. And then I transferred the sketch onto the cardboard using graphite transfer paper. I used a pencil for redrawing the outlines, and the transfer turned out light but visible enough, and at least there was no smudging this time. I mixed blue, turquoise and white acrylics for the solid background color, and it ended up kind of medium in terms of darkness. Then I used a glass jar or a lid and painted the rim and stamped it in random places all over the background, sometimes overlapping, and painted them in with slightly lighter colors than the background to make a bokeh effect. Or with a few highlights, I guess they could be bubbles instead. I ended up dropping the idea of the flowers I had in the sketch. I messed up the dragon a bit with the blue paint, so I fixed it with an opaque white because I wanted the dragon to be a light color to make it stand out from the background. I could have instead made it much darker than the background, but I wanted it to be cute and dreamy with light pink and lilac. I made the belly part pink, shading it with light grayish purple, and painted the back part darker purple. Usually these transparent paints caused me issues, but for the tail they actually came in handy. I wanted the flowy tail to be a bit see-through, so I painted it with the white Crelando acrylic paint, each of the little pieces in a couple of strokes, so that the blue background shows through. I wanted the wings to look a bit translucent too, so for them, after painting them pink and purple, and shading them with light purple, I added a few light blue strokes on top. For the scale texture, I painted short white paint strokes all over the body and legs, again with the transparent paint, and a bit of darker pink too. I made the mouth and nostril area pink and the rest of the head purple. The teeth are tiny and the eyes are the focal point, and they have the highest contrast of the whole painting. Dark bluish purple for the iris, bluish grey for the white of the eye, black for the pupil and the eyelashes, and white for the highlights. Pink eyelids and a bit of blush under the eyes. I didn't want to do slit pupils like cats and some snakes have, because it would have looked too evil, but not exactly round either, so I made a compromise and painted them oval. I made the feet a gradient from purple to pink. I keep wanting to call the front legs arms because they look like arms. Are they arms? I'm not that familiar with different types of dragons and whether they have arms or just 4 legs. And a few of these 4-point stars scattered around the background. But if you want to go from the fantasy to a more realistic side, here's a video where we'll draw a dinosaur. See you there. So this is the red money envelope people give their friends and family for Lunar New Year to wish good luck. I got this years ago when I had a pen pal from Singapore.